Having a little breakfast in bed, as my man Shug Emery would say. Having a little breakfast in hammock, but I'm having breakfast in bed. Actually, coffee in bed. It got down to about 22 degrees last night. Toasty warm in my Western Mountaineering Kodiak MF. I don't have a lid on the pot, so it's going to take longer to boil. I'm doing kind of a little experiment with this Fancy Feast alcohol stove. I want to see how long it takes in these kind of temperatures to boil the water with a lid on it and then with a lid off of it. It's getting there. Tell you, with an alcohol stove, if it's cold, I'm talking 25 or below, a lot of times you have to sleep with your fuel, sleep with your alcohol. Most people use heat, H-E-E-T, in the yellow bottle for like putting in your gas tank. They say it burns the cleanest and the hottest. Because right now I'm using 91% isopropyl alcohol, and it's leaving a little bit of black soot on the pot. I don't like that. The heat doesn't do that. Denatured alcohol doesn't do that, but they say the heat burns faster than denatured alcohol as well. So we'll see. I think this will be high. It didn't even boil, and it's getting ready to go out. So, and I had about an ounce of fuel in there. But it's going to be hot enough to drink. Oh yeah, that's hot enough. All right. Take that thing off. Having a little bit of coffee in bed. A wee bit of coffee. A wee bit of coffee. Vargo titanium extra long spoon. That's where it's at, man. That's some good coffee. That's some really good coffee. Sit that over there. Yeah, I had a good night last night. It was comfortable. I brought this Western Mountaineering sleeping bag out here because previous to this little thing right here, this is a bag extender. I didn't even know they made them, right? This is a bag extender for Western Mountaineering sleeping bags, which adds about 6 inches to the girth of the bag and allows big boys like me to get inside, zipper it all the way up, and not feel like you're in a cocoon. You know, you're able to turn around. There's quite a bit of room in there with this thing zipped in, and I really like it. But I noticed that it's a little bit draftier, just a little, not too much, when you zip this thing in here, because the loft of the down in the extender is not quite what the loft of the bag is. Almost. It did the job. 22 degrees, it did the job. But this is a 0 degree bag, so we'll see. I'm gonna hit it in some lower temperatures and see what happens. But it did well, and it had quite a bit of room in here, whereas before I didn't. I think they make these bags for midgets. No offense. Small people. Some of my best friends are midgets. But this is the Fancy Feast alcohol stove. Man, I like it. I like it because it's lightweight. But I can tell you one thing. In colder temperatures, nothing beats, you know, an MSR reactor or a liquid fuel stove like a MSR Whisper Light, MSR GK, XGK. You know, one of those, the ones that actually have the pump in the bottle, and you pump it manually to get the pressure into the bottle, right? Or you use a canister stove like the reactor that I have, the MSR reactor. And put a windscreen around it like this, and it holds the heat in. It heats the bottle up, because canister stoves are notorious for not working well in cold weather. So I've kind of gotten around that by putting a windscrreen around it, and the heat from the flame actually heats it up in there like a little, you know, like a sauna, and it heats the bottle and increases the pressure, and you got no problems. So I've used that system down into, you know, minus 20, minus 25, those kind of temperatures, so it works well. You may still have to heat the bottle up at first, because sometimes if your bottle, if the fuel in the bottle is really low and you need to get that last bit of fuel out of there for a canister stove, and it's sitting out in the cold weather, you may not get it lit. So you might have to heat it up a little just to get it lit, and then the flame will do its job in heating up the bottle inside the windscreen. I'll show you guys my view. There's my view. So there's my view. I'm out here with my buddy Bob Yeschke and Greg Barr. Both of them snore real bad, so I'm in a different shelter. I don't snore.